Hello. Hello. What's going on, y'all? Did everybody watch New Jersey tonight? I wonder if folks knew I was coming on tonight. It's such an odd night. I don't know why they always on the Tuesday, but they're on. They were on, so I watched them. This was their season opener, and to be honest, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. But they kind of delivered. They kind of delivered a little bit. So y'all come on in, get comfortable, shoes off. They should already be off this time of night. Okay, jump up on this porch and let's talk. Let's have a little chat. Just a little chat. Okay, how y'all doing? Happy Tuesday evening. Happy Tuesday evening. All right. Let me greet everybody. It's gonna be a nice, calm night, but we got to talk about this show. Because y'all, I'm shook, like in so many ways. I can't believe that I'm actually siding with Teresa. I can't. I really can't believe it. I'm traumatized. I am traumatized. Bianca, hey beautiful. She on the porch and she telling y'all to hit that like button. Kim Bird, how you doing, girl? Delicia, what's up? Nacho Twins mama is in the house. I got your text, girl. I got your text. I got your text. All right, all right. Oh shoot, Debbie Garcia. Hey girl, one half of the devs. You know, when I see y'all here, I get excited because I know it's the RHOP stream. Anytime I see you and Deborah Randall, I'm so happy to see you. All right, Miss Kaiser, so say, girl, you made it. Child, Bianca, I didn't know it was coming on today either. Somebody mentioned it when I came on earlier to laugh at Robin and Juan and their fiasco. And so I was like, oh no, we got to watch New Jersey and we got to come up in here. Attention must be paid. Attention must be paid, honey. Oh, yes. So we got to talk about it. Let me see who else up in here. Maybelline. Hey, girl. Vita is here from Denver. She says, hi, beautiful chat. I know that's right. Miss Sparkle is up in here. Our resident Mary Kay lady. I know that's right. DS. Listen, anybody else come in, y'all greet them if I don't, okay? Because I don't mean no harm, but I might miss somebody. And I don't want to. I don't want to miss nobody. Okay, so look, first of all, who watched this episode? I know Bianca was like me. We didn't even know it was coming on. We had no idea it was coming on. No clue at all. And so I made it there on time. I watched the show. And y'all, I feel some type of way because I'm agreeing with Teresa Judice. Like, I just don't know. Hey, Tia Bia. And I always did like Mr. Louis, you know. I think he did something different with his eyebrows this time and everything. So I'm not even like afraid of him no more. Okay. So that's like legit what's going on. You said you had no idea, but you here for it. So you got to remember now, every Tuesday we doing New Jersey. Every Tuesday we doing New Jersey. This is what time it is. Okay. This is just what time it is. All right. Debbie said, I heard earlier when I was watching your show. See, you were in here and we found out together. We found out together. So listen, first of all, the new girls, you know, and I want to say this too before I get into the whole recap situation, right? If I'm being completely real about this, I thought I wasn't going to like them. I thought I wasn't going to like them new heifers. I'm like, oh my God, how many new girls we got? How many friends we got? Hey, Dialogue Sisters. What's up, girl? But I thought I wasn't going to like them. But them new girls, they got a little something to them, honey. They do. And large Marge is still large margin. Large Marge is still large margin. And we did get a little glimpse of Marge Sr. because, you know, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it always happens that way. It's like when there is a housewife, no matter what franchise, when I don't like them, I usually like their mother. Like the only exception to that rule is Sonya Ross on Atlanta, because I don't like her or her mama. That is the only exception to that rule, because usually if I don't like the housewife, I'm gonna love her mama. I don't know what that is. Tia Beers say this was a good premiere. The new girls and got in the mix, and Jennifer ate Dolores up. Did she? Because that ain't what I saw. I ain't see it like that. I saw Jennifer make a donkey out of herself. She was trying to get a moment, and to me, it fell flat. She looked like a fool. Her husband had to walk her out of there, and Dolores is in there like, geez, this how you gonna act? While she walking down the driveway cussing. I don't know if that's eating somebody up, but if that's the case, I don't ever want that dish. Bianca said, I was working, so you missed that part. Oh, you missed it. You didn't know what was going on tonight. Hey, Dr. Ivy girl. Yeah, it was a sad little tacky try at a moment to me. I was unimpressed, honey. I was unimpressed with Jennifer Aiden all night as per normal, because Jennifer does not do it for me. Hey DT, thank you. Like this video. Let's talk about the house. You say the house whores of New Jersey. Stop it, I say. Grab your orange juices, fried hammerhead, shark plates, and let's sit. I know that's right. Sure, you made it up in here, girl. So listen, this was really like, it was not what I expected, but not in a bad way. The biggest thing that I did not expect is that I like Teresa this season. I can tell already. I'm in shock. She kind of had like some moments last season where I was surprised, because I have never liked Teresa. You know, every time I see her, it's like hammerhead shark crossed up with a werewolf with a bad attitude. And last season, she gave me quite a few moments where I could actually understand her. And so far, if this episode, if their season opener is any indication of what we're going to get this season, I don't know. Hey, Kenya 330, I might end up actually liking that gum Teresa. I'm really shook by that. Y'all don't understand, because I really always had a visceral reaction to Teresa. Almost always had a visceral reaction to Teresa. I'm just saying, everything about her used to do something to my last good nerve. Like everybody had moments, but for Teresa, it was always the moment where I just, it was like, get her off my screen. It was really horrible, just horrible. But let's talk about this episode. Let's go ahead and get our recap on. Now, y'all do me a big favor. No, it's a Tuesday night. It's an off night. Everybody's used to the recaps on Sunday, and that's cool. But even though it's just us in here, like the old song, ain't nobody here but us chickens, still hit the like button. Still help your girl out, okay? So listen. You know they do their little quick shots like they always do. They did this little montage, like showing the recap from last season, everything that happened, everything that took place. I got it. Girl, you the same about Teresa. Like, I never really could do her. I never could do her. DT said, I didn't watch, but I see Large Marge the Barge is up to her shenanigans again with her feet that look like swollen pimples. Yes. Large Marge was at it again. Definitely at it again. But they did their little montage of last season. It was, I guess that was just the way to kind of bring people up to speed. And we get the quick, thing with Melissa and Joe and the chandelier. I'm like, okay, another chandelier. This does not bode well. Y'all remember Potomac started us out talking about that chandelier over Giselle's door, over her front door. And we ain't get nothing else that she improved on that house again until we saw her last week, was Sunday gone, picking sticks off the roof. So, that's it for this season. Maybe next season she'll clean gutters or power wash her driveway or something. But that's all we got this season was a chandelier and the sticks off the roof on Sunday. So we did get that with Joe and Melissa. I was like, okay, here we go with this goddamn chandelier. You got Large Marge trimming nose hairs out of her wife husband. You had Jennifer and her children and her swollen toe. And Dolores and her children and some animals, okay? Now, apparently her new boyfriend got the Carnival 19, Mr. Paulie, or whatever. And she talking about she's smitten and stuff. And I say, oh, okay. And y'all know I'm all right with Dolores. Dolores all right with me. But I feel like Dolores might be smitten, but I think the other thing that's going on with Dolores is that she feels like that clock is ticking and that other man wasted her time. And so now if this man acts like he likes her, I think she's going to open up and go all in, and she ain't going to try to play that little tough girl role and end up sitting over there by herself, because that's obviously not where she want to be. But she says she's smitten and gushy and she's happy and all this other stuff. And, Frank barges in as per normal, ain't knock on nobody's door, but that's Frank. That situation is weird, but apparently he done moved out of the house because her new man don't want her living with her ex, which is normal. And she's talking about he old fashioned. You call it what you want to, but at least he moved, he doesn't want a weird situation. And Frank is like, oh, I would like for all us to be able to be together. And I get that that's what they've been doing. And I think that can be healthy at times. But I think it's also healthy for people to have separate relationships. It shouldn't be interdependent on, or she can't have a healthy relationship unless the person is willing to include you. That man is there to date her. He don't want to date you, Frank. Frank, you don't make a nice looking woman. I mean, somebody should tell him that. That's all I'm saying. Then we get another shot of Joe and Melissa talking about her roller skating party from the 80s, which when she said she was born in 91, I'm trying to figure out what you doing the 80s party for. Were you there? It was just weird. And she's like, oh, I love the 80s. I'm all about the 80s. To tell us she was born in 91. Deborah Randall, hey girl, the other Deb is here. Now we ready. DT say, oh, Loris and that son looks like he's going to do gay for pay when he's older. Leave that woman's son alone. If he want to be gay, let the boy be gay. Ain't nothing wrong if he want to do that, let him do that. You so terrible. Bothering that woman, baby. Bianca say, oh, you asking Tia Bill what she thought about the first few scenes. Let me get out y'all conversation. And then, her 17-year-old, Joe and Melissa's basically saying this, that their daughter, when she turns 17, she get in a car. And, just normal family stuff. I guess they had to give us the family scenes to get that out the way. And I'm glad they did, because that's boring as hell. And don't nobody want to talk about it all night. Then we get over here to Jennifer. Now we get into the foolishness. So basically, she was at a party for Teresa, had on chiffon pants, stepped in it and broke her toe. And her car got stolen. So this crazy woman talking about she got the evil eye, and her mama done had her do some kind of ritual under a sheet and it didn't work. And she's saying that somebody is giving her bad energy, so she's blaming Dolores. When in reality, Dolores ain't even thinking about you. So now you calling this lady a whole witch. Okay, cool. Anyway, so then when they get to Dolores, they cut to her and she's like, hey, I was a good friend of her. And if y'all remember from last season, Dolores really didn't do nothing to Jennifer. She was believing everything Jennifer said until she heard Marge's side of the story and everything that went on. And then she was like, oh, okay, well, I can understand why she would have felt that way. Jennifer wanted that girl to just, stand there and be like, oh, she right, even when she wrong, and pretend like other people don't have feelings that couldn't have been justified in how they felt about you because of the stuff you did. Dolores literally didn't do nothing to this fool. Okay? No, they don't live in no hood. Girl, they was in high-end neighborhoods all over this country stealing cars. That's the place to steal them. That's who got the best cars. Right, Aaron, Jennifer is the bad energy. She is disgusting. She's annoying. She's like a walking yeast infection. I like literally, I know y'all be mad at me for saying stuff like this, but I ain't mad at Bill for cheating on her. The man had to find some peace somewhere, because I can't imagine what he goes through having to walk in the house and look at that every day. She's sour. She's annoying. She's irritating. Nails on a chalkboard. It's her whole persona. Like, it's just really gross. So anyway, she was like, hey, Lala. So she was saying, Deborah Randall, so we got both Debs and we got Lala. We ready then. And we got DT. Bang. That's all we needed. That's the trifecta. So she's like, Dolores dismissed her when she tried to tell her and she not in a good place. And I remember that clearly too. She didn't just try to tell her. You tried to make her feel guilty for not just agreeing with everything you did and pretending like you was right on everything you did and she couldn't understand nobody but you. That is not a good friend. That's an enabler. Hey, Rochelle. Okay, that's literally what she wanted, was an enabler, not a friend. DT says screamer for Aiden looks like a baked zombie on a plate. She looked like something. You might be right, DT, but she surely looked like something. But anyway, then we get to Melissa and Joe. Now, some of y'all gonna roast me alive, and I'm ready. Like, okay, I'm pulling my braids off my back so I can feel the flames go down my spine. I'm ready to be roasted. Like, I can take a good roast. Maybe it'll burn some calories. But here goes, right? Now, some of y'all was trying to get me to see how problematic Melissa was, right? Okay. I didn't see it before because what Teresa was complaining about didn't make no sense. But I see her now. Y'all know when I don't see it, I can't pretend to because I don't do bandwagons. But legit, I see Melissa now. Melissa is a horrible person. I cannot imagine for the life of me at all, and I mean at all, how Joe is sitting up there acting like her behavior is normal. There is nothing normal about Melissa Gorga's behavior. Deborah say you've been under the weather for a few days. However, walking yeast infection, you back. Okay. But Jennifer Aiden gives walking candida. Okay. Debbie says, girl, I was saying that here in my room about Bill and his lady. I'm telling you, I don't even blame Bill no more. I know y'all might get me, and it's okay. I can take a lick or two, but I just understand. I understand, okay? I really, really, really do. But anyway, so back to Melissa and Joe. So they sitting up there. Oh, they so upset that she's not in Teresa's wedding. Oh, I'm not in Teresa's wedding. I can't believe I'm not in Teresa's wedding. Joe sitting up there, it bothers me the way they treat my wife, and why is she not in Teresa's wedding? First of all, Melissa don't like Teresa, cut the crap. And let's be very fair. Melissa has a reason not to like Teresa. Teresa has been nasty as hell to that girl. My only issue with you not liking her, girl, is keep it real. Why are you throwing a fit about not being in her wedding when you know you don't care about her to be in no wedding? Other than you trying to create an issue to argue about, because now you have backup, and in previous seasons when she was bullying you, you didn't have no backup. So now you're trying to create something to fuss and fight about, so that now that you have backup, people can help jump her for you. Okay, now that jump move didn't work out too good for little Robert on Potomac, and you might not want to try it either. Tia B say, me too, Seanitra. I didn't see it with Melissa till last season, especially at that reunion. Girl, at that reunion, I wanted to reach through the TV at her. She was annoying. DT said, yeah, man, Melissa Gorga is a horrible person, and she still looks like a gangrene foot. I can't, DT. Not the gangrene foot. Aaron Collins says, I was on Melissa's side way back when. Me too. However, her, Joe, and Teresa get on my nerves. They do. They can be annoying. You like Marge? I can't stand large Marge, and I'm gonna tell y'all why in just about a minute. It's too much. It's too much. I want to know how the cast got so horrible that Teresa is one of the best people on there at this point, in my opinion. Lala say, I didn't even see the episode because I'm in the thick of studying. However, I know enough about the series to know that Pinocchio knows best needs to stop. Okay, I don't know which one is Pinocchio. DT say, I cannot stand large Marge the Barge either. Yeah, I can't stand large Marge. I cannot stand large Marge. I have had enough of large Marge, because that whole conversation with Teresa, she was working my last nerve. Honey, Teresa therapists need a tip, because she doing the work of the Lord on Teresa. Listen, God got his hand on that therapist, honey. He said Marge be reading Teresa and it goes over her head. No, Marge is sneaky. She's deceitful. Like, she's a nasty person. She thinks she's slick. I don't like her. Yeah, I don't do large Marge, honey. I do not do large Marge. But so they throwing a fit about that, and then she had the nerve to say, I texted her on that day and I didn't get a response. So I'm like, okay, are you saying, well, I don't think the wedding has happened yet when they film? I can't be clear. Like, are they saying the wedding has already happened, y'all? Is that what's going? It can't be, because I know she was sitting there talking with Louis' sister saying, that they got to get their dresses. So I'm assuming that it hasn't happened yet. But whatever day it was, she said she texted her on that day and she didn't get a response. And it's like, if you texted her with some negative crap and she decided not to respond, you'll get over it. But then she did say Teresa reached out to invite her to her birthday party and you decided not to go. So what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't want you in the wedding. There's nothing that says you have to be in that woman's wedding. You don't even like her. You don't like her. So I don't understand what the problem is. Thank you, Deborah. So it hasn't happened. I didn't think so, because I thought I heard her asking Louis' sisters about had they got their dresses yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if they got to get dresses, it cannot have happened yet on the show. I know it happened in real life because we saw the pictures. And it looked like nice pictures too. It looked like real nice pictures. Hey, DV. It's all right if you late, at least you here. So, anywho, she was like, no, I wasn't going to her party. She gonna text me back and invite me. Like, girl, if she hadn't invited you to the party, you'd have been sitting up crying saying, Teresa didn't invite me to her party. So she invited you and then you didn't come. So now you can't go cry and say she didn't invite you. No problem. So then they were like, you know, they didn't go to the party. They sent flowers. And the whole time everybody's over there at the party enjoying themselves, they told them they had something to do, but literally all they did was sit around the house and whine and complain about Teresa. And they claim that Teresa is worse after Louis. I'm sorry. They full of crap. Teresa is 1,000% better after Mr. Louis. She's 1,000% better. I don't know what the hell he doing to her. Maybe he just being nice to her, and Joe Giudice was so nasty to her that she just has transformed. I don't know. But she turning 50. She doing her party, her little rose gold party or whatever. I didn't know her child had turned 21. These kids be growing up on TV. And his family shows up. His mama is a therapist, which is probably why Louis is so good with his words and how to like calm her down and de-escalate her. He must have learned, a couple of little, tools from his mama. Look like everybody gets along. These people seem pleasant. The daddy was in there praying. I say, oh, what kind of stuff is this? This is a nice family. Okay, Teresa sitting there talking about, his family just fills a void. I say it sure does, I bet. Because y'all, like their family, it's almost like they don't know how to be family. They know how to be toxic, and they know how to demand loyalty in bad situations. Like, I'm going to do the absolute worst things possible, and you need to be loyal. And our version of loyalty is pretending like I'm right when I'm wrong. And this girl is actually around people who act like a real family, and she's saying it's filling a void. That's why she's gravitating to these people, because they're pleasant and they're peaceful. And Joe trying to make it into something else because that's what Melissa want to make it into, because Melissa's looking for a fight. At the end of the day, girl, you don't get a redo. When she was picking on you and doing all that stuff and hiring people to say that you were stripping and doing this and doing that, you were supposed to deal with her then. And if you was too much of a coward to deal with her at that point, don't try to create a fight so you can get a redo with your backup, which is Jackie and large Marge. Just cut it, because we all see it. I see it anyway. Let me say that. Hey, Tutu, for your info. Oh, thank you. You say you surprised Teresa, the hammerhead shark. Therapy is doing wonders to her, but she still looks like Hamburglar from McDonald's. Well, she going to therapy, not the plastic surgeon, DT. She can't change that part. But now this is the thing. They started talking about, what really got to her. And this is so funny. It's like Melissa's still playing dumb, like she don't get where she was wrong. If this girl sent you a private text message where y'all trying to act like y'all family, y'all got each other back, it was messy and childish for her to report it to the group. Ooh, Teresa said, you didn't read that text message like, oh, y'all, listen, it's important to her. She don't want y'all picking with Louis. No, you read it like, oh God, she texted me saying you better back Louis up. She knew what she was doing. And now sitting up here pretending like, oh, it was something that it wasn't. And why on earth would Teresa have a problem with that? And he said it was an insecure move. I don't know whether insecure is the word I would use, but I can understand why he would have thought maybe that had something to do with why she was doing that. I kind of can see how he could have misunderstood that. But I don't think she was being insecure. I think she just being nasty. And she was being nasty for the sake of. because her husband didn't want her openly jumping in with them attacking Louis. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna let y'all attack him, and I'm gonna like low key feed into it. Is what I think is what was really going on. Debbie said the father was like that. He held a grudge against his sister, and think he died not speaking to her. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. Shani, hey Shani. Yeah, because New Jersey came on, so I had to come back. It's Robin's fault that I had to come on the first time because she was lying and got called. Say Melissa is stuck in the past like Marge's house. Yep. DT say, man, Lisa Gorga is holding grudges like cheesy coochie candy. Ooh, you so crazy. Say, I've been well, just working. Okay, let me get at y'all conversations. So I'm tired of Teresa and Melissa. At this point, Teresa ain't doing nothing, in my opinion. So I don't have a problem with Teresa for now. And I will say only for now, because we don't know what she might do later. But for now, Teresa ain't doing nothing. So I don't really have no critique for her. I don't have no critique for her at this moment. Okay? But it was real. I think what some of these ladies forget in the moment when they doing nasty stuff is that the people that's on the cast with them, they get to watch the playback. And so when they get to watch the playback, they're gonna see all the snide remarks you made. They're gonna see everything you said in the confessionals. They're gonna see you showing people they text messages and being shady and nasty. And it's like, how on earth would you think after that woman saw you doing that type of stuff and making slick comments about her that she was gonna want you in her wedding? You couldn't have thought that. You couldn't have thought it. Because Marge was being real nasty going after Mr. Louis because she was trying to hurt Teresa. You mad because she told that girl to pull your ponytail. Whether she should have told him, whether, in my opinion, Teresa shouldn't have had to tell her to pull your ponytail because you was nasty as hell throwing a drink in that woman's face. Danielle Staub didn't do nothing to you. You threw a drink in her face. She pulled your ponytail. And because you were mad that Teresa told her to pull your ponytail, you spent, large Marge spent all last season trying to drum up dirt and make everybody talk about Mr. Louis, even though he hadn't done nothing to nobody, just to piss off Teresa because she wanted a moment with her because she was mad about that ponytail pull. Okay? Oh, you just seeing it on your DVR. Okay. Say Melissa very much throws rocks and hide her hand. Yes. And so by the time this lady don't watch the season back, she see your confessionals, your nasty comments. Every time somebody speak to you, you got to run and report it to the nasty girls group. Like, why the hell would she want you in her wedding? Girl, stop. Just stop. Aaron say Marge stirred that pot and Melissa fed right into it. Melissa is stunned like her husband. Yep. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
We're coming to Maryland because you were dating.
Hold on. Somebody sent something. Oh, okay. I got you, Bianca. I got you, boo. Okay. And hey, Glennis, because Glennis is watching from the TV. But yeah, Marge definitely stirred the pot, and it was a planned attack. And they were upset because literally the way Louis be managing Teresa, she couldn't even fall into it the way they wanted her to. And in reality, the little bit that she did do, they were waiting for her to do that. They were waiting for her to do that. They desperately wanted her to give them something. And the minute she gave them a little something, is, oh, you did so much to me. But that's neither here nor there. So let's go on to this little skate party situation. Because this was interesting. This is where we got to see the new girls, okay? Wasn't it annoying how she just kept running around? Like the minute Teresa not around, hey, did y'all hear about Louis? Hey, did y'all hear about Louis? Then you see her talking to her husband. Like, did you talk to the guys about Louis? Like, are you serious? Stop it. Just stop. Aaron said the way the editors is rolling that beautiful bean footage back, this is the Gorgas last season. You think so? Y'all said that about Potomac when they kept catching Giselle and Lil Robert them in lies. And here we are at the end of the season with her telling all the lies she can and trying to spill tea behind a paywall, and we see Andy Cohen still trying to save that hooker's job. So you know what I'm saying? Let's not get our hopes up, child. Lala said, I think I forgot about the season coming back because I'm just over them. Anytime you make me side with Teresa, what's going on? Listen, I'm here for it. I'm just in shock. I'm going through a moment of shock. I am, right? So this skate party. It was nice to see Marge Senior with Large Marge. I enjoyed seeing Marge Senior. I think that's a cool old lady. I don't know why her daughter is not cool, but that's a real cool old lady. Oh, you on to something, Aaron? You right. But she brought Large Marge brought Marge Senior. Frank brought his girlfriend Brittany. It looked like Dolores gets along with her better than Frank. I don't know what Frank got going on. Marge immediately started asking Melissa about Teresa. Like, what's wrong with you? It's coming off like fixation. Like, y'all can have a conversation without it being about Teresa. If y'all can't have a conversation without it being about Teresa, it means that y'all don't have a genuine connection. And your only connection is y'all have a mutual enemy. Like, that's all. Okay? Hey, Renee. She listening and getting ready for work, y'all. But it's just too much for me. I'm like, what is going on? It's almost like that weird crap they did to Karen Huger. We don't want you here, but we're going to talk about you all night. They couldn't even wait for Teresa to arrive. Like, everything must be centered around Teresa. Have some drama that ain't centered around her. Shannon say, I love Black Dolores. What is Black Dolores? Dolores is not black. I done told y'all about that. Don't come over here trying to give us no ugly white women. No. Okay? We have our own ugly women. Every time a clear woman is real ugly, she is not black. Stop that. Say they can't have Jennifer in her mouth. What about her mouth? She just curses and sounds like she licked windows. Jennifer is not impressive to me. Running around screaming and cursing like you got an extra chromosome is not impressive. Right. The banana boat Tanner. That's exactly what it is. Ain't nothing black about Dolores. Ugly does not equal black. Lala say Large Marge is obsessed with Teresa because she secretly wants Louis. She might want to holler at Mr. Louis. Because Mr. Louis got the coin. Mr. Louis got the coin. And that man she married is her wife. So she might be feeling some type of way. That Teresa went and found somebody that was coined up. And he seems like he really cares about her and he tries to help her be a little bit better of a person. Thank God. Because Teresa was getting unbearable. She really was. But anyway, she's over there telling Melissa, oh, she treated me so bad. It's like, girl, she didn't treat you so bad. She held her peace dang near all season and eventually told you about your stank, rusty, corroded behind. She was supposed to. She was supposed to tell you about your stank, rusty, corroded tail. You had been like attacking her indirectly by attacking her partner all season long for no reason. That man ain't do nothing to you. You heard a rumor and you couldn't let it go. Oh, I heard this. The ex-girlfriend said this. The ex-girlfriend said that. Meanwhile, you ain't got no proof of nothing other than these people were together and they broke up and he went to some camp where clear men do weird things and scream and beat each other and cry. And this it's just weird. It's just like y'all weird. Stop it. It was disgusting. So, she treated me so bad, yada, yada, yada. Teresa shows up. She spoke and kissed Joe on the cheek. Joe phony as hell. I'm starting to see him too, because I know a lot of y'all was like, oh, y'all couldn't stand Joe. I didn't see it. Joe was funny to me. But now Joe is not funny. Joe is coming off real catty feminine. So you kiss your sister when you see her. You greeting her, hey, how you doing? But then I'm still mad at Teresa. I'm still mad. It's like, stop it. So anyway, Louis shows up. He even spoke to Louis. You ain't dressed up. He was like, nah, I didn't. But where the skates at? You know what I'm saying? Melissa ain't speak to nobody. It's your party, but you don't speak to nobody. What's wrong with you? You're being stupid. Because she had a party and invited you. You didn't show up. You sent flowers and told a lie. You invited her to your party. She shows up. You walk off and don't speak. It's almost like they wanted her to run behind them in bed, Please talk to me. It's the same crap that Jennifer's little window looking behind tried to pull with Dolores. Like, oh, I'm going to be passive aggressive. Run behind me and talk to me. No. If you don't want to talk, don't talk. If you don't want to talk, just don't talk. Like, nobody is obligated to run behind you and beg you to talk. You a full grown woman. You so grown you can walk down driveways cursing and saying ignorant stuff and embarrassing your husband. So you can walk up to somebody and say, hey sis, I want to talk. It's just dumb, but whatever. They went through that. Marge's friend, the new Jen, I wasn't sure I was gonna like her. She seemed okay, but I was like, okay, here we got this friend stuff again. And I'm jaded. I'm really jaded over that because Tacky Jackie from Potomac really made me really not want to see another friend on Housewives ever. Tacky Jackie is the worst. And so I was like, okay, here we go with this friend crap. But these girls turned out to be kind of all right. Large Marge fell and hurt her wrist. And I'm trying to figure out, you fell on your butt. Why was your wrist there? I don't know. Maybe she tried to break the phone. Then we see footage that Teresa is indeed in therapy. She's decided that she's not going to be insufferable for the rest of her life. Thank God. I'm glad she's getting some help. But I think the fact that Louis come from a family where they believe in that, the mama's a therapist and all that, I think he encouraged her to get some help. And I'm glad he did. I'm so glad he did. Aaron, what you say? That whole scene was weird. Jennifer rehearsed that way too many times. She did. Oh my God. I don't know how anybody can like be impressed by that girl. Say Joanna Gorga looks like an expired chocolate eclair. Girl, DT, what am I going to do with you? Lala say Joy's turning into Josephine and I don't like it. Let the women go at it and mind your business. Right. Because he walking around there like he want to flip his hair at somebody. And I'm not for that. I'm not really for it. But anyway, and she was talking about the fact that, Louis is more forgiving than her and she working on it. So he forgiving, she's not. Louis spoke to Large Marge. And to be honest, I wouldn't have spoke to Marge. Not the way she did Louis last season. Like, she was disgusting. But Louis, apparently his people raised him to be really, benevolent and forgiving and nice. And so that's what he's trying to do. Shout out to Mr. Louis and his new eyebrows. Then we got to meet Danielle. So we got another Danielle. Now, this one is from Staten Island. She's Teresa's friend. She met her through somebody associated with the Manzos or whatever. So I'm like, okay, again, another friend. It's cool. We saw a little footage. And then we get Jennifer and the toe showing up. And this fool put on a pair of heels so she could limp with an orthopedic boot, a high heel shoe, and that toe. She greets everybody, walks up. First thing she do is try to insult the new girl, little Miss Staten Island. Like, oh, that seems real extra, talking about the crimps in the girl hair. Like, girl, worry about why you are so milquetoast instead of trying to figure out how to insult somebody. Like, girl, your life is insulting you. Your husband is insulting you. And you sitting up here at a party where everybody having a good time trying to find a way to insult women that you don't know. It was just like typical Jennifer, real typical. Then she's steady being passive aggressive to Dolores, and I'm not gonna speak. And I love the fact that Dolores didn't seem to care. I love it. Child, this fool went to some party that Teresa had with chiffon pants on, and I guess she stepped in the hem of the pants, but she said the pants made her trip or something, and she broke her toe or fractured her toe in the hem of some chiffon pants. So in other words, you were klutz, you accident prone, and running around talking about you got an evil eye. You ain't got no evil eye. You just ain't got no coordination. But anywho, then we get the next new girl, Rachel. This one is Melissa's friend. So, I really didn't have no hope for her. I'm like, okay, how bad is this going to get? Tiki and Tracy are still there. They was at the party. Hopefully they won't be there all season because Tracy was annoying. That was another one of Melissa's friends. Dolores seen him come in, seen Jennifer and her husband came in. She spoke to Bill, kissed him on the cheek. Bill cool. Bill seemed real cool. Bill has always seemed cool. Okay? Always seemed super, super cool. And so she spoke to Bill. Bill spoke back. You know, he's all right. Um, Joe sits there to talk to Dolores about Teresa. And it's like, oh my God, Joe, can you let this go? If you're not gonna go say nothing to your sister about it, leave everybody else alone. Leave people out of that. Nobody wants to get in the middle of that. Nobody. Shani says she was most likely drunk and felt like she did last season. Probably so. Just sloppy and unladylike. Just that's your girl though. I ain't gonna clown her that hoe. I ain't gonna roast her that bad. That's your girl. But she's the walking yeast infection is really all I got for her. Just candida on crutches. Just itchy, inflamed, rashy, nasty. Okay. So anyway, Jackie's there. She's still dry as hell. I'm not sure why Jackie's still on this show. Everybody can figure out that little Robert Dixon is dry on Potomac. I'm waiting until the audience figures out that Jackie is still dry as hell and get her off of there. I'm sick of Jackie. I don't want to hear about her anorexia for a whole nother season. Hell, either share the anorexia with us big heifers or get the hell out of here with it. Like, I understand it's a situation. Anorexia nervosa is real. It's not, simple. It's not just a matter of eating a sandwich. I get it. But please understand that is not a storyline that we want to hear about every single year. Either share the anorexia with all the girls that's over size 12 or shut the hell up about it. Because we don't really want to hear it. Give us something else, okay? All right. So then Margaret's sitting up there. She upset. She looks over and see the new gen is over there talking with Teresa. It's like, oh, she's over there living it up with Teresa. So what? So because the lady, your friend, she not allowed to be cool with Teresa, you brought her there to help you gang up on this lady? What's your problem? What is your problem? Lala say large Marge sounds like a Monostat 7 deal waiting to happen. She would keep him in business. Nah, not large Marge, Jennifer. Jennifer's a little dank, scummy tail. You thought Jackie got demoted to friend? Well, hopefully. He is hoping, but it would have been better if they just took her off. Jackie looked like she smells of vinegar and mothballs. She does. She does look that way. I'll give it to you. I didn't even know what to call that look, but it sounds accurate. It sounds accurate. But yeah, so she goes sauntering over, should we say slithering over, because she's so upset that the new gen was over there being cordial with Teresa. It's like Marge hates to see anybody getting along with Teresa. And it's like, girl, this was your friend. This was your friend. You that mad about your ponytail getting pulled, when in reality you should be mad at yourself because you still have not been called to the carpet for throwing that drink in that woman's face. That's all I'm saying. Like, people kill me. Marge is one of those nasty people that does nasty things and then cries when anybody responds to it, which lets me know that she does the nasty things on purpose to get a response so she can play victim. Okay? Now, that's the kind of stuff Robert and Rings would like to do over on Potomac, but they're not quite smart enough, and they should be embarrassed that somebody the likes of large Marge and her thinning hair and bald spot are smarter than them. That's all I'm saying. So, anywho, Teresa talks to Marge, invited her over to her house to talk. Like, oh, you gonna kill me? You gonna do? Like, girl, bye. Just come over. We'll talk. We'll have finger foods, whatever. First thing Margaret did, ran back over to report it to Jackie. Oh, she invited me. It's the Twilight Zone. This is weird. What's weird? Y'all on the show where y'all argue and make up all the time. So what's weird? Other than y'all came in there with, we gonna attack Teresa. And we're going to make it all about she won't say sorry because she hurt my feelings after I attacked her all season. She's disgusting. But whatever. Teresa going to see this on playback. And if Louie ain't finished fixing her by the reunion, she probably going to cuss you out again and call you something else. But anyway, look like, Dolores says she know the new girl, Rachel, too. The one that's friends with Melissa. So Rachel actually turns out to be kind of all right. I could kind of see where she cool. But Dolores know her because she used to I guess compete and stuff with that girl Brittany that Frank going with, and apparently Frank was training both of them. Okay, so they know her. Rachel was over there talking to Teresa, chilling. I know they didn't like none of that because it looks like everybody was getting along. And between Melissa, Large Marge, and Ashley Jackie, they wanted people to be in there being passive aggressive and angry and snotty and stink, and it didn't work out. You say she was demoted to friend while she did with her eating challenges. Child, just go away. You ain't gotta go far. Just go away. Large Marge pushed Danielle's husband in the pool. Yep. And she still can't let go of a hair pull. Yeah, push the girl husband in the pool through a drink in her face in a public gallery. And then you got your hair pulled. Now you out for blood and pretending like you a victim because somebody responded to you. Ain't nothing wrong with Marge, but she need her behind whip. That's all wrong with Marge. Ain't nobody ever beat her tail because that's what she need. But anyway, Dolores went and she had to like run Jennifer down, and Jennifer was all excited. You could tell she thought like, oh, she gonna beg me to talk to her. And Dolores was like, no, I just want to invite your husband over to Large Marge house because we're gonna do the calendar shoot for charity with just the men. Let them do the little sexy calendar. I don't know what was sexy about what we saw, but I guess it's in the eye of the beholder, honey. And my eyes just were not ready to behold the foolishness that took place tonight. But that's what she wanted to invite her for. And Jennifer was up there being weird. Like, that's what you had to say to me. You didn't have nothing else to say to me. No, she don't. At the end of the day, this is why I say Jennifer just, the yeast infection. Okay? Little Miss Monostat is what I'm gonna call her. Little Miss Monostat is so annoying because you were wrong. You wanted somebody to just go along with your mess and understand why they should just agree with you even when you're wrong, and that's the only way to be your friend. And so when she showed up, Little Miss Monostat was doing her passive aggressive, I'm gonna turn away and walk away and turn away and walk away so that you'll run and beg me to talk to you, and I can have a big moment of telling you that you didn't just agree with me when I was wrong. And that makes you so terrible because why couldn't you just agree with me even if I was wrong? Because that's what friends do. And when Dolores was like, no, girl, that's all I wanted, I cackled. Okay? I cackled. Honey, little Miss Monostat did not get the moment she was looking for, baby. Say, okay, let me see. I don't want to miss no comments. Marge seems like the person that would get behind her friend handed, huh? Oh, okay. Marge seemed like the person that would get her behind handed to her and then try to sue. Yeah, she that kind. Or go start a bunch of mess, get stomped out, and be trying to figure out how to press charges and sue. That's the type of heifer you beat in a back alley. Or you catch them going to their car in the Walmart parking lot and stomp them out and just drive off with no license plates. Don't ask me how I know, but that's what you do to a heifer like Marge. You catch her slipping and stomp her. Cover your face up too. Okay, and flee the scene. That's the type of action that a heifer like Marge needs. Okay, but it was just so cute that she's sitting there like, oh, you don't have nothing else to say to me? Like, you want my husband to do a favor for you and it's charity, so I'll do it. I'm not gonna deprive him, but you're welcome. Girl, bye. You didn't want to talk. Once you say you don't want to talk, then ain't nobody talking. That's again the same crap that little Robert pulled on Potomac with Wendy. We're oil and water, and that's it, and I'm okay with it. And then turn right around in the next breath on the other side of her neck. Why don't you want to talk? You just said it's all y'all oil and water, ain't nothing to talk about. You good with it. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I want y'all to see the parallels and how Lil Robert's behavior is the behavior of a clear woman. Lil Robert's behavior is the behavior of a clear woman. You can't see where Jennifer Aiden was acting just like Lil Robert tonight because I saw it. The only difference is she doing it with other clear women, so they just gonna play the game right along with her. That's the only difference. Hey, CM. Hey, CM. Hell, if anything, if y'all want to keep Lil Robert with a job, put that hoe over there in New Jersey. Let her drive to New Jersey. She got to drive 27,000 miles to get to where the girl's at anyway, because she don't live in Potomac. So, how far is New Jersey from there? Let her drive over there and just be on Jersey. Andy, you can help her move if she needs to. All right. Way things going, y'all done piss Juan off. He might not help her with them house payments no more. So she might need to move. Anywho, then we get a look at Danielle's house, the new Danielle, and her children and her husband, and you could tell she dotes on her family. That was cute. I guess that was like the little intro. So maybe she about to be a full-time housewife. So they did an intro to let us kind of see how she run her house with her kids and her man and whatever. She say her children is always impeccable. She got little, what she say, Dominic and Valentina. So, I like a lady that takes care of her children. I respect that. What you say? You say that Robin imitation is spot on. I do my best. CM, you say, please tell me this will be a weekly thing. You're the Bravo recap I was looking for. It is every single week, CM, every week, right after the show, honey. We come right in here and unpack it. So, not too much on Danielle. She didn't give us a lot. But I can deal with her. I can dig her. I can dig her. I love a good mom. Then we get to Marge and Joe. Oh, large Marge. Excuse me, I had to drink a little water. When we get to large Marge and Joe, she's sitting up there trying to get ready, being dramatic, because she hurt her fist. She hurt her wrist at the skating rink. And like, what do you think about everything? And he's like, oh, it's gonna be scary going over to Teresa's house. Like, what's scary about going to somebody's house? It's so disgusting. So disgusting. I can't. Teresa is actually becoming more aware. I could kind of see that with that conversation between her and Louis. That's why I said, like, this is really shocking me. It's making me uncomfortable. I don't know what to do, because I'm actually liking Teresa's behavior so much more this season than I ever have. Like, y'all, I don't know how to feel about this. But anyway, she's becoming more aware of her, like, reactive behaviors, and even like where she got it from. Like, my daddy was doing this stuff and he done threw bread at my head, and I was doing that, and she's trying to use the tools that she got through therapy and recognizing her triggers. I say, God dang, Teresa is growing. Is this possible? Deborah Randall, thank you so much for the super sticker, boo. Oh, you say screaming for Aiden and rob him is probably related. They could be. That's right. Welcome, CM. So they show up at the girl house. Marge still full of crap. She all set to be the victim. I love the fact that Teresa did not take the bait. You want to be the victim, be the victim. I'm going to let you have victim. I'm going to be happy. She sat down. As soon as she got there, she's rolling her eyes, making faces. Like, she was trying everything possible to trigger that woman. All the way down to they looking at the dogs and making small talk. And Louis like, oh yeah, we were worried, like, how we gonna live in a house with 5 women? Here come Marge, 5 bitchs. Like, why would you think that was something cute to say about somebody's daughters? Like, how much crack did you smoke before you went over there? Clearly not enough, because you ain't lost an ounce. But why would you do that other than you were trying your hardest to get a reaction? Listen, therapy is golden. It's golden. CM says she's been watching the show. She's becoming self-aware by watching herself, I'm thinking. But CM, it's been 13 seasons, and we haven't seen this type of change in her since Louis showed up with them brand new eyebrows. Louis showed up with the eyebrows, and Teresa has been heading and drifting off to a zen place, and we like it. I like it. Let me not speak for nobody else. Hey, shiz and giggles. I can't stand Marge. I'm serious. I love the fact that Teresa didn't take the bait. Love it. Therapy is actually work. Listen, y'all, therapy works. If you're not somebody who can analyze yourself, you're not really self-aware, you're not comfortable digging and taking inventory of yourself, what your triggers are, what exacerbates certain emotions in you, why you feel a way when you first started feeling that way, what's normally happening when you start to feel the way you feel. What even is the feeling? Is it even really anger? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? If you can't dissect yourself like that, go get some help. Even if you can, you know what I'm saying? Go get some. Ain't nothing wrong with some help, man. It can be a Christian counselor, anybody, but I like the fact that this girl is getting better because she was really out of control. Okay. Lala says, sis, I'm over here drinking my ginger ale. You almost made me choke with that impression of Roberto. This is why I love it here. I'm just saying. Louis fixed the eyebrows this time, y'all. He did. Because last season, his eyebrows, he looked like somebody had walked up and said boo every time the camera went on him, I swear. Aaron say Marge does throw slugs and look silly when people react. A glutton for punishment. She's doing it on purpose. She plays the look silly role because that's her way of becoming the victim. Like she literally is a bully who turns victim the minute you react. What she's doing is what Robert and Rings on Potomac try to do, but fail miserably. And it's probably because they're not full clear. They're just clear adjacent. Okay, so they don't have all their Jedi powers. They don't have them. Okay, large Marge the Barge still looks like an enlarged snail. I'm dead. Yep. So she did the 5 B's trying to trigger the lady. Teresa sitting up there breathing, using her tools. Then she starts the convo as the victim. Okay. Teresa used her words and she started getting like heightened and cutting her off and stuff. And Louis like, calm down, cool off. You're cutting her off, and now you're cutting me off. Like, relax. And you could see the moment where that realization face, like, okay, that is what I'm doing. And it's like, wow, look at Teresa growing. Like, this is amazing. I've never been so excited to see somebody's therapy actually work. This was the bomb. This was the bomb.com. Okay. You say Louis did fix the eyebrows, but it's still something creepy about him. It's probably because his skin still looks like buckskin leather. But that's, I don't think it's nothing that can be done about that. You say you like laughing at Marge, you're a little toxic. I can't laugh at her any more than I can laugh at Giselle, honey. It's the same spirit. I can't. I don't find nothing funny about her. Marge is one of them people that make me want to like put a pebble in front of you so you fall and bust your chin. It's not even just not nice. She's a disgusting person. But, she did her thing. Louis like let her know, like made her aware of her behaviors, like you're cutting off again and you're cutting me, like stop. And she got to it. She apologized. And I can see how she would need to apologize so that she could move past that moment and take the power away from large Marge, her power of victimhood. Because some people, that is their superpower. They can be the dirtiest person on the planet and they still have the uncanny ability of being the victim at the end of the exchange. And she took Marge's superpower away. Like, nope, you don't get to be a victim. I'm sorry for how I responded to your bullcrap. And she even tried to tell, like, what you were doing was hurting me. And Marge is like, you should have told me that. Like, girl, she did tell you that multiple times. And you refused to stop. You refused to stop. Now, what I'm hoping is that as the season goes, and we know Marge ain't gonna change because she's a nasty slug of a tramp. I hope that Teresa evolves to a point where it's like, look, I don't want to yell, scream, fight, fuss, and cuss with you because that's real ignorant and it's giving that I get a check on the 3rd of the month. So what I'm gonna do is I'm no longer going to interact with you because you don't mean me well. I've set boundaries. You're a habitual line stepper. And so now I'm removing you from me. I feel like, and I hope that is the next step in her evolution, is knowing how to walk away. So I get it. I feel that way about Jennifer. She makes me itch. Yes, it's the yeast infection. I'm telling you, it's the candida. Okay. So yeah, they got past that. You can't wait to get to that part where you can just use your tools and not trip. Yeah, use your tools, don't trip. That's for everybody, okay? And so then Marge was like, "Oh, well, what about Joe and Melissa?" And Teresa was like, "Look, when she would have read that text back to everybody, and I saw that, like that was it for me. Like, you really not in my corner, and that just showed me like it was a test, and it showed me that you really wasn't for me. Instead of Marge like acknowledging that, hey, that really wasn't cool. We really weren't fair to you. And I noticed that even though Teresa apologized for her response to the nastiness, Marge never apologized for the crap she did. Instead, she gaslit and tried to say, "Well, we were worried about you. You were not," because she made it clear that she heard you and simply didn't believe it. You wanted to hurt her. That's what you were trying to do, and you were trying to provoke a response to get you a moment. And she never apologized. And then when she brought up what Melissa did, because Marge brought up Melissa, she didn't say, "Yeah, that really wasn't cool." There was no acknowledgement. It was, I mean, well, why do you have to test people? Whether she tests people or don't test people to see if they actually love her or not or whatever. Hey, DM Rocks, you like Teresa. I'm upset because I'm actually starting to like her and I don't want to like her because she's been horrible for so long. But let's just see. But it's, why do you have to test people? Whether she has to do it or doesn't have to do it, she did it, and Miss Thing fell miserably on camera. Okay. And then Marge still couldn't let it be a positive moment, y'all. She had to come back again and say, "Well, are you doing this for Louis or because you really want to?" And she was like, "Girl, I'm being raw." Now, in typical Teresa fashion, she could not get the cliche right. This fool said raw as a cucumber, but okay. All right. DM Rocks, you know what I think is going on there? I don't think Margaret is really up Melissa's butt. I think Margaret is using Melissa as something that she thinks that will trigger Teresa. She's hoping, if I use Melissa, I can manipulate, trigger, and push Teresa. Because Margaret is a manipulator. Now that's a manipulator. Y'all give Giselle Bryant too much credit. Giselle don't manipulate. Margaret, large Marge manipulates. I'm just saying. I don't like that tramp, but she does. Okay. And then even after all of that, she still tried to make it a negative encounter. Teresa just would not give it to her. "Well, I just want to see real change. You a grudge holder." She was like, "Not anymore, because I'm working on me." "Oh, I want to see real change. Girl, shut up. You just mad because you couldn't get the response you wanted. You're mad because you didn't go to her house and you couldn't pick a fight by calling her daughters female dogs." Marge is disgusting. So anyway, we get on to calendar day, because that's how this whole episode ends out, is over on calendar day. So they're at Marge's house. Frank Catania is in the hospital with stomach stuff. They talking about colostomies. I hope that Dolores was joking, because nobody wants a colostomy. There's like no way to, there's no dignified way to do that. But something happened where his bowels shut down for like 12 hours or something. So I guess he had no bowel sounds, no peristalsis. So that could have been caused by anything. I hope he wasn't on any painkillers or anything like that, or any type of narcotic. And I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying I hope he was not. Yes, she manipulates him like Satan. Like, she's not cool. You heard Jackie is seeing Margaret for what she is. Really? She's so insufferable. Say the sad part is I watched this series and can never remember which character is which. I'm gonna try and focus this season. You so crazy, Bianca. So they get over there. We find out Frank is in the hospital. Um, Dolores's boyfriend is actually gonna show up because I guess he don't have a Carnival 19 no more. Um, Marge's husband did his photos first. He looks a mess, and I think that's why Marge is part of why she's so disgruntled, because that man looks a hot mess. Then to top it all off, she gonna try to play it off. "I like a man with a belly because I don't want nobody smaller than me in the bed." Ugh. Marge, stop. You ain't never, ever, ever looked at that man and said, "Oh yeah, give me that gut." No. Bianca said, "I got you. Let me get Aaron." Aaron says, "I'm sorry, but nobody wanted to see Marge's 9-month pregnant husband." Yeah, no. And did y'all see how they tried to strategically take them pictures with his leg cocked up so them people couldn't see that runny belly? He don't even have like a rotund stomach. It's like it's melting and like hanging there, like heated silly putty or heated play-doh. It's just kind of runny. It's you know, like eggs over light. Like it's just runny. Okay. But anyway, he did that. Danielle, you know, the new girl with the one that had the crimps, the blonde girl from Staten Island, honey. Her husband looked real corny, but she was real happy to see her husband. And as I always say, it's a sad frog that don't croak over her own pond. If don't nobody think that man look good, she do. Okay. And all them wives was trying to direct their husband's photos, which was hilarious. Um, Joe keeps talking about Teresa's wedding. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Jackie husband, you know, he's the one that all of them act like they were so obsessed with, including Teresa. And they went looking trying to prove that he was cheating on Jackie. I thought that was so nasty. Poor Mr. Evan. But he did his picture. He didn't gross nobody out. He didn't have no runny guts or nothing like that. Jennifer showed up with her husband. And still just doing the most. Dolores said that basically like, hey, not talking is what you want to do. So we just not gonna talk. We just not gonna talk since you don't want to talk. Oh yeah, the photographer did a decent job, really, because the photographer ain't had but so much to work with. Yes, I think I like Danielle too. That's why I said DM Rocks. Well, you weren't. I don't think you were in here yet. I was not looking forward to the new girls because Tacky Jackie from Potomac really turned my stomach on new girls. Like I didn't want to see no new girls nowhere. However, these girls surprised me, and Danielle was definitely one of those that I didn't see coming. You say you there now on that scene and it is melting. Yes, his belly was melting. Marge's husband belly was melting. It wouldn't stay there. It's almost like he was pushing it up and it just kept falling back down. I don't know. Maybe he should have tucked it in his waistband or something. I don't know. Can you tuck it in your waist? I don't know. I'm just wondering. But it was funny that Jackie was not Jackie, but it was funny that Jennifer, showed up and was like still expecting Dolores to try to talk to her. She was like, girl, look, you done walked away from me a couple times. You not finna keep walking away from me because I'm not gonna keep walking up to you. Okay. And Jennifer acting like she's so hurt, like she's not trying to talk to me. She hasn't talked to me. Girl, stop. You didn't want to talk to her. You made a whole production of it. So then we get to Joe. And they wanted him to put on drawers and an apron. So I think he put on something else. I did see the apron. Thank God he didn't put on them little bitty drawers. Don't nobody want to see that. Okay. So he up there oiled up in an apron. This fool making kissy faces at the camera, looking extra zesty. And he does the little zesty thing like it's a joke. But he was doing a lot with that camera, honey. He really was. The new Jen showed up. Mr. Louis did yoga poses. Ain't nobody want to see that either. Mr. Louis' body don't look right either. Like it was a lot going on with this photo shoot. Margaret went running to report to Melissa that she met with Teresa and they talked and she apologized and I asked her about y'all and Louis said that it was an insecure moment with you with that text message. Why would you be running stuff still trying to start crap? That's why I said Margaret is disgusting. Let it go. You only went over there so you can run back and report. She's so gross. So then we finally get to see this Paulie character that Dolores is dating. And he seemed like a nice dude, but he showed up in an extra medium button-up shirt. And it looked like he was sweating, and I didn't see no water on him. Now, I don't know how you sweat without liquid coming out of your pores, but he looked like he was sweating without sweat. I don't know. Maybe he the last dragon, okay? He mastered the art of sweating without sweat. I don't know. He's the master. So anyway, and she's in the confessional gushing child talking about, oh, he just threw me off because he said if we gonna be together, you gotta let me help you. And oh, that just ain't nobody ever did that for me. And he's talking about she romantic and tough and she look after him and I said, okay, so they over here in full blown middle-aged love. Okay, y'all. It was a little gamey, but it was all right, you know. It is what it is. Bill, Jennifer's husband, he done shaved his chest. And listen, y'all say what y'all want to say. Them pictures look gross with Dr. Bill, but Dr. Bill looked like he done that before. I'm just saying, I ain't accusing the man of nothing. We know he got a history. But I believe that Dr. Bill has taken them kind of pictures before. The way he sat up there with the flower and everything, squinting at the camera. I'm like, Dr. Bill, who you been taking pictures for, man? This was just, you know, I don't know. And we know Dr. Bill like to trick or treat a little bit. So I feel like he done took some pictures for some of them girls that he was running around with. That's what I think. Now, the way he was trying to do it, I was just like, all right, you know, you might want to be careful because I think the doctor done this before. Okay. Then we get to Mr. Paulie being the bartender. He still looked like he was sweating without sweat. I don't even know how you do it, but it looked like. Me uncle said, right, don't no man wear no panty drawers in the ATL. Yes, men don't need to be in the panty drawers. Danielle is a Leo and she 36 years old. Okay. I ain't know all that about her, but I think I like her energy. Like she doesn't seem super annoying. She seems like she's fun. And I get the impression that she'll talk up for herself if these heifers get to doing too much. Okay. But anyway, so they did the little bartender scene. Jennifer still whining, running around. Oh, Dolores ain't spoke to me. Dolores ain't spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? Then she gets over here with the new girls. Baby, this is when the new girls let me know that I might be all right with them. Yes. They let me know in no uncertain terms that I might be all right with them. She went over there to the new girls to talk crap about Dolores, baby. And these girls brand new was letting her know, no, ma'am, you dead wrong. So she's sitting there, oh, I've been nothing but good to her. I didn't say nothing about her and David being together 5 years. And if he's there 5 years and he don't know, then the answer is no. But I never said that. Honey, them girls say, but you saying it now. Why you saying it now? I say, check her now. Check her. And then, oh, but you know that Marge thought I was wrong because I was talking about other people cheating and I'm with a cheater. And so the girl Rachel, I say, all right, Rachel. Rachel was like, well, you know, it was a little bit of hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? You trying to hold her to it, but you living with somebody. Like, what did I hold her to? You don't know. You just talking. Like, why are you getting angry? First of all, why would you think it was cool to go talking to people who are brand new to your friend group about y'all old drama and then get an attitude when they have an opinion? The new girls they did it for me. Rachel, for right now, I'm not gonna just say. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that I like Danielle. Rachel, I think I almost like her too, cause she did her thing, and you know, held her to it. And then all of them was like, "Girl, if you want her to talk to you, then just be vulnerable, okay?" And then she starts crying. Oh, every time I was vulnerable and I got hurt, and it's like you were not vulnerable. You were just full of crap, okay? And I feel like she started crying and the waterworks was because they was not going along with her mess the way she wanted them to. That's why she started to crying. Okay. So then Rachel goes to talk to Dolores. Melissa jumps in to run to go talk to Jennifer. And Dolores is sitting there like, is she over there? Like, is this third grade? She over there steady just talking about me. Jackie after Dolores and Jennifer go off to have their conversation, Jackie just walks up randomly. Like, girl, if you don't go eat a finger sandwich or something, just walks up to Rachel and Melissa like, hey, you haven't looked at me all night. Like, you ain't looked at her. Really? It ain't nothing going on that's about you. Why does she need to look at you? And Rachel was like, girl, it's a lot going on right now. And I like what she said in her confessional, like, these women draining me already. It's the mess for me. This lady brand new to your friend group and you come marching up talking about she ain't looked at you. Why does she owe you attention? See, that's why Jackie over there right now scared to sip on a bowl of soup. Cause she worried about stuff that not real problems and not even her business. It's too much. So anyway, this conversation, how they ended this episode, I'm gonna put the stream y'all in case anybody has something to say. I doubt that y'all do, but just in case, I don't want anybody to want to say their piece and not be able to. But basically, Jackie was like, look, you running around here talking about me all night long. And Jennifer had the dumbest response in the history of idiots. Well, I'm talking about you to get you here to this conversation. So you're gonna run around and talk about her to other people so you can have a conversation with her. Why not just walk up and have a conversation with her? Other than you were mad because your passive aggressive routine didn't make her run behind you. That's why I can't stand Jennifer. I can't. So then she was like, well, you sided with everybody else and you didn't take my side and you didn't defend me. And so Jackie told, not Jackie, but Dolores told her the truth. Like, girl, you not defendable. But I still defended you anyway. And so she was like, well, whatever. And they got to the point where it really should have ended. Once they got to a point where they could acknowledge, like, look, we see friendship two different ways. Here come little nasty, rashy little Miss Monostat Jennifer. Oh, I'm nice and you're not, and just storming off, and she cussing and making a scene and screaming, attention everybody. Like, girl, what are you doing that for? You're such a loser. And Bill tried to take her out, talking about, don't tell me to come on. And Bill eventually got her out the door. Everybody else stayed there. And I noticed that nobody went outside to check on her either, not even Teresa. Teresa was over there with her man. Everybody stayed inside their party, and Bill ushered Joe ignorant behind out to the car. She just cussing and acting dumb and, thinking like, I don't know what she thinks. Maybe she thinks it's cool. Maybe she thinks people going to be impressed by her. But I was like, okay, so this season is shaping up, in my opinion. I feel like this season is shaping up to give us some interesting new characters. I think it's going to be interesting that we got characters that are being brought in by one person that have relationships or at least connection with some of the other people on the cast. So it's not like the crap that went on Potomac. We got Tacky Jackie, who only knows Mia and basically tried to use Mia to parlay relationships with other people. Because I don't like it. It gives opportunists. It looks like it's really gonna be a mixed bag because the girl Margaret brought, she was over there talking to Teresa, being cool. The girl that Melissa brought, she knows Dolores, and she looked like she real cool with Teresa and everybody else too. Then you got that new girl Danielle, and she seemed like she cool with everybody, and she cool with Teresa, and she, they have like a history. It's not just, some toxic, I kind of know you type stuff, So let's see what happens. Teresa's doing her thing. She's being healthy. She's not flipping out and throwing tables and bread and screaming and throwing shoes. Like, she ain't doing none of that. So let's see if she can keep it up the rest of the season. That's what I got. So what y'all think about this episode? 1 to 10, what would you rate it? For me, if I'm going to be honest, I would give this episode like a 7. It wasn't super hot, but it gave me enough that I'm going to tune back in next week, which is more than I can say for Potomac. Okay. Evelyn O'Shea, you give them an 8. Okay, that's fair. It was a decent episode. Well, I will say this. Their opening episode for this season was better than Potomac's finale. Definitely better than Potomac's finale. Evelyn, the only person got a grade for these people on a 1 to 10. I say 7. Evelyn say 8. Okay. DV say she'll give them about a 7. Okay, I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. But yeah, let's see what happens next week. I'm interested. I'm in. Any more comments before I go? Because I don't recap the show and I still got time left. Okay, Bianca, you give them a 6. Okay. I could see it. They had a lot of filler stuff going on. Don D, you give them a 7. I can see it. I can see it. So we'll see what happens next week. Like it looks like coming up, we're gonna end up seeing a little brouhaha between Joe and Mr. Louis. Because they mad because he didn't like what Melissa did reading Teresa's message to them girls reporting back. You said I made it a 7 for you. Oh, DM Rock say 8.5. Okay. But let's just see. Like I just, I feel like Jennifer Aiden is going to be lost if she don't have nobody to fight with. That's what I think. If Dolores really pays her dust like I hope she does, and Melissa ain't really fighting with her, ain't nobody really studying her. I think Jennifer is gonna like bore herself right off that screen. It's bad when like you a one trick pony and your only trick is screaming and yelling obscenities because you pretending to be mad with somebody. Hey D Marie, you gonna watch it later? Okay, cool. So listen, y'all, that's the recap. That's it. That's all. That is the first episode of this season. Okay. And we're going to just wait and see what happens next season. That's all. Let's wait and see what happens. Not next season, but next episode, which will be next Tuesday at 9:00 Eastern, 8 Central. And, so forth and so on, depending on your time zone. And in the meanwhile, I think that's going to be it. And I will be on Twitter waiting to see if any more receipts, drama, mess, foolishness, arguments, or anything break out with any of the Housewives cast. And I will talk to y'all more likely tomorrow. Okay? Well, I will see y'all later. Everybody have a wonderful night. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way out. If you did not remember to hit it on your way in, hit your notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every time we go live over here on this good porch. And also subscribe if you have not subscribed. And make sure if you want to join channel membership that you click the join button under the video or click the membership link in the description box of this video. So I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a great night. Sweet dreams. Say your prayers. And remember, if no one else says it to you, God loves you, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.